Right now, I'm gonna teach you a trick that you can use to get people to do what you want them to using only your voice. Here on the Charisma Matrix, I teach you the social skills you need to get what you want out of life. And you've heard me talk a lot about vocal tonality, vocal power, the influence your voice has over other people and the perception of you. But today we have some actual data to back it up. There was a video made where there was a gentleman and he drew out or taped out a square, about a 10 by 10 foot square in a busy subway. And he stands behind the squares, tons of people are walking through, and says the exact same line to them, "Get out of my box," in two different ways. Okay, one of them is with a weak tonality or a weak tone of voice, and one of them is with a strong and confident tonality, a strong tone of voice. The difference in the reaction, I'll let you see that, I'll let you watch it yourself. But one thing I want you to notice, his body language and eye contact is exactly the same on both of them, because your body language has a huge impact on people. Your eye contact can also have a huge impact on people. Just the way you're moving around can have an impact on people, but he holds both of those the same on both sides. So the only difference is his tone of voice. So let's watch what happens.
First, he's going to use a soft and high tone of voice. Let's see if anyone obeys his orders.
Get out of my box. 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 Get out of my box.
No one could be less interested in our chimp's demand.
Get out of my box. Get out of my box.
He can't stop anyone invading his territory.
Get out of my box. Where is my box?
Now he's going to adopt an alpha chimp's voice. Low in tone and loud in volume. But will anyone really take notice?
Get out of my box! Get out of my box! Get out of my box!
Suddenly, everyone is going out of their way to avoid trespassing on the alpha chimp's territory.
Get out of my box! Get out of my box!
No one stops to think why. They're just instinctively doing what he says.
Get out of my box!
They'll even stop in their tracks to obey his unusual but masterful command.
Get out of my box! Get out of my box! Get out of my box! Get out of my box!
With his alpha voice, our chimp has become king of his jungle box.
Get out of my box!
Weeding, they're actually, some of them are almost stepping into the box and then stop and then go round. Just without even consciously being aware of it, they're so influenced by the authority of his tone that they're obeying his command, just like in chimps.
Get out of my box! It's a nice box. Thanks.
It's very clear. And these are complete strangers that know nothing about this guy. All they have to go on is the communication they're receiving right at this point. And this isn't just with strangers. This is with colleagues. This is in public. This is in every different instance of your life. And the important thing to understand is the first time someone hears the way you speak, they're sizing you up. You go into a new job, you go into an interview, you go into a bar or restaurant for the first time, people are projecting all of these different things on you based on that initial impression they receive on you, and so much of it is based on your voice. Can you hold that nice confidence when you're talking to people? Do you know how to sound strong? Do you have a nice rhythm? Do you have the nice cadence? Do you have the right resonance for your specific voice? There's a ton of different things to learn with this, but when you have your voice dialed in, it's incredibly powerful, and you'll notice as you hopefully go to improve your voice, every step of the way, people treat you differently. I remember the first time when I was learning this, I went into Starbucks and I was just trying different things. I was learning about the different types of tonality, rapport seeking, rapport neutral, rapport breaking. And I took a step towards rapport breaking, and the impression I gave off, and more importantly, the reaction that I got from not only the person I was speaking to, but everyone around me was incredible. It's so powerful. If this is something you really want to dive into and really dig deep and get handled, I have a program. It's my flagship vocal program. I put the most time into this by far over any other program. It's called the Vocal Power Bootcamp. It's 30 days where every day you're gonna get 3 things from me, and it's gonna walk through lessons. It's gonna start out with a good morning where I talk to you about the day prior, and then finally it's gonna include something you need to actually go out and do, an action item, I call it. So it's almost like I'm coaching you the whole way. You know, I do some very limited private coaching where I talk to people one-on-one. It's very expensive, so I don't do it very often. But when I did, I noticed it's the same things I'm telling people over and over and over. So I was able to kind of compress this into one program that's more affordable. So if you're really looking to get your voice dialed in, I suggest you take a look at the program. You can go to vocalpowerbootcamp.com or touch or click up here in the corner right now. Now, if you've noticed, I've done more videos analyzing famous people or celebrities or politicians who are very good speakers against each other. If you have any videos that you'd like me to break down, jump over to my Instagram and send it to me there. Also, if you have a question for me, I'm not sure if you're aware, I have a new podcast called the Charisma Matrix Social Secrets, where every single week on Friday I put it out, I answer a question from you. Because one of the things is I teach a lot of broad strokes, and broad strokes will get you 80% of the way, but then there are some specific instances where you need specific coaching, and I go into questions like that. Like, for instance, today, it was interesting because I was the video of the week. I also include the audio from that week's video was about Ben Shapiro going up against a panel of people. So it was a group against him, very challenging dynamics. And the question was from some kid who was in school, and he was in class with his girlfriend, and there were 3 other guys between him and the air conditioner, and the guys had turned the air conditioner way down kind of as a joke. And his girlfriend was like, hey, can you have them turn it down? And he went and talked to him, and the guys ignored him. And then when he spoke up, they just clowned on him. Like, oh, it's so hot in here. That's a group dynamic. How do you deal with that? It's a very specific question. So I answered that in this week's podcast, and you can check it out. Once again, Charisma Matrix Social Secrets. It's on iTunes, and I think it's on Stitcher, so you can get it through the Android platform as well. Have you seen either of these videos right here? If you haven't, I highly suggest them, especially the top one. Click on it, and I'll talk to you there.